Good evening and welcome to Champions League Live this evening on LFS. Our second of two nights of Champions League action on match day 2. Last night, 9 huge games and some big results as we watched Arsenal win at home against PSG. Manchester City win their first game of the competition. Tonight we watch two other English sides looking for their second wins in the competition. Aston Villa take on Bayern Munich at Villa Park, and on our game, Liverpool take on Bologna at Anfield. Also this evening, Atletico head to Benfica. Both sides won on match day 1. Dinamo Zagreb take on Monaco. Real Madrid head to Lille. RB Leipzig host Juventus. And Sturm Graz host Club Brugge. Also this evening, Girona held their second defeat of the campaign after they lost 3-2 at home to Feyenoord, and a 3-0 win for Atalanta, who got their first win of the campaign after a 0-0 draw with Arsenal in Bergamo on match day 1. Shakhtar, Arsenal's next opponents, they were beaten by Atalanta. The players just coming out onto the field here at Anfield after a wonderful rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. As is a custom, of course, Arne Slot's first home European game as Liverpool manager. This is surely to be the last of the firsts in the Arne Slot era, surely, as the Champions League anthem is undergoing. Bologna, who make their first appearance at the Champions League this season. The last time they were in European football was over 60 years ago. But the Champions League, obviously instated in 1992, a new era and a new chance for Bologna on the road in Europe to one of Europe's most iconic stadiums, and a stadium that has been host to many an iconic game. These Liverpool fans haven't seen Champions League football here in over a year and a half, but it's now time for the best European club competition to return to what is rightfully one of its homes. Well, Liverpool looking to banish those horrible moments of the last time an Italian side was here at Anfield when they lost to Atalanta in the quarter-finals of last season's Europa League. They want to make it 2 wins from 2 to start this campaign in the Champions League and join the likes of Borussia Dortmund, Stade Brest and Bayer Leverkusen, who have all won their first 2 games. Let's see the side that Arne Slot has picked for this one. Just the one change for Liverpool from their win at the weekend away at Wolves. Alisson, who turns 32 today, happy birthday Alisson, is in goal for Liverpool and his 50th appearance for the Reds in the Champions League. Alexander-Arnold at right back, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson are the defence. Gravenberch continues in midfield alongside Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, with the only change coming in the front 3, as Diaz and Salah are joined by Darwin Núñez, as Jota just fit enough for the bench. No Chiesa tonight for Liverpool, as he sustained an issue which was regarded by Arne Slot as not a bad injury, and he won't be out for long. Bologna, they start tonight with Skorupski in goal. Posch, Buchema, Lucchini and Miranda are the back 4. Remo Freuler, who's the captain, he's in defensive midfield. Nicola Moro and Kasper Urbanski in midfield alongside Freuler. Riccardo Orsolini off the right. Dan Ndoye, the Swiss man, off the left. And Tis Delinga, who scored 2 goals against Liverpool last season in the Europa League for Toulouse, scored both home and away, so has recent history against this opponent. Liverpool against Bologna in the Champions League gets underway in just a moment. Do stay with us. A very good evening and welcome to Champions League Live with me, Kevin Ferris, this evening as we watch Liverpool dawn a new era of Champions League under a new manager at home at Anfield. Their last Champions League game here at Anfield was under the management of Jurgen Klopp, and certainly delivered 1 Champions League trophy and 3 Champions League finals for Liverpool. Their European pedigree is undoubted, but a new era sees Bologna their first opponents here at Anfield this season, as they get us underway then for this incredible game tonight. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be a real proper battle out there. Bologna, of course, have only lost 1 game this season when they lost away to Napoli in Serie A. They've drawn 4 of their 6 league games this campaign after their incredible feat to get into the Champions League in Serie A last season. They won just once in that time as well, so it's usually a close fight in games for Bologna, and they'll be hoping to use that type of quality to face off against Liverpool this evening. And they've got the early possession as the other games around Europe starting to get underway. We'll keep you to date with all the other games. 7 fixtures underway at this moment in time, and the other 6 games, including this one at Anfield, we will keep up to date with. Here's McAllister. Back to Konate. To Virgil van Dijk. The Liverpool back four unchanged and hoping for more positivity as the ball played into Gravenberch. Now out to Salah. Bodies arriving in the box. Salah flicks it round for Gravenberch. Cuts it across all the way through, and Bologna just about rescued away. And it goes behind for a goal kick, I believe, off Darwin Nunez. But it's a good break down that right hand side. Salah plays it back to Gravenberch. Just squares it across. And Diaz and Szoboszlai are in the middle. Neither can get a real clean connection on it. And Posh at the back post gets a bit muddled in trying to clear it, and clears it off Darwin Nunez and behind for a Bologna goal kick. There's the first real display of what Liverpool can offer in the attacking third this evening. And there they are, winning it high again. And that's been one of Liverpool's kind of best attributes this season, is their ability to win the ball high with their press, as Alexander-Arnold wins the first corner of the game. Certainly a high-tempo start this from Liverpool. Very intense first few minutes from the home side. And Liverpool scored their opener through a centre-back in Ibrahima Konate against Wolves at the weekends. Andy Robertson looking to deliver this cross from the right-hand side for this corner. Lots of pushing and shoving going around that 18-yard box. Robertson to deliver. Nunez was the target, but cleared away as Gravenberch battles to keep Liverpool on the front foot, and Szoboszlai's there to make sure Liverpool keep the ball. Alexander-Arnold forces it forward. Diaz with the first touch, takes it down on the left flank. Diaz up against Posh, skips past his man, has to get past another, but keeps the ball. Back with McAllister. Szoboszlai. Very intense start here at Anfield. Very high tempo. Liverpool looking to move the ball quickly, not waiting around. Szoboszlai flicks it back for Diaz, who'd come unfailed. Across now to Konate on the halfway line. To Van Dijk. Now Diaz. Robertson and Van Dijk again. Ball flicked over the top here for Salah. Salah, well closed down that time by Juan Miranda. The Bologna left back. He's going to have his work cut out this evening. Already had some pieces of hard work to do in the first 4 minutes. Juan Miranda. And Bologna have won the throw in there on that right hand side. Salah's in acres of space in that right flank. And Miranda does really well just to stay there, wait for the right moment to intervene, not really rush out at Salah, hold his ground and wait for Salah to come to him and be there to block him when he does. And it's good defending. Well, these two sides have never previously faced before, but Bologna are Liverpool's 9th different Italian opponent in European competitions, so certainly not uncommon to Liverpool facing Italian opposition. Inter, Juventus, Roma, Genoa, Milan, Fiorentina, Napoli, Udinese and Atalanta were their previous opponents. So some fresh blood from Italy for Liverpool. Already played an Italian side this season, of course, in Matchday 1 away at AC Milan and San Siro. Had to come from behind in that game, Liverpool, to win 3-1 on the road. Christian Pulisic scored the opener for AC Milan inside 3 minutes in Milan, but Liverpool came back and won that game by 3-1, crowning Arne Slot's first European victory for the club in his first game, as Diaz gets a bit loose in his passing. Couldn't find it McAllister. As Bologna try and clear it up, Van Dijk intercepts well, and now Gravenberch. Liverpool keeping high up the field, as you would expect, to dominate possession and dominate territory here, Liverpool, as they've done so in these early moments. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Tries to go over the top, a bit too much on that one, and will be gathered by Lukasz Skorupski, the Bologna goalkeeper. Skorupski, of course, who has been at Bologna since 2018, joined for £8 million from Roma 6 years ago. Of course, played the first game where he kept a clean sheet at home in Bologna's first ever Champions League game against Shakhtar Donetsk on match day 1. It's a nice play in midfield from Bologna as they just give it away from Dominik Szoboszlai's pressure, but he couldn't keep the ball in play, and it goes out for a Bologna throw on the right hand side. But Szoboszlai got a thumbs up from his head coach there in his attempt to win the ball back. And Arne Slot gesturing to his players to keep up the tempo as Posh takes the throw. Just about gets past Szoboszlai that time, but the pass by Remo Freuler just ahead of Orsolini, and Liverpool get the throw. I have to say, Liverpool have won 5 of their 6 Premier League games this season, obviously losing at home here to Nottingham Forest earlier in September, but wasn't the most convincing of victories against Wolves at the weekend as they give the ball away here at the back. Here's Orsolini now. He will hit one, but it's gone well wide. Tried to find that top corner, Orsolini, on his left boot, but curled away from goal quite viciously. And now Liverpool want to break quickly, but Salah couldn't get on the end of that ball. And it's seen back by Lucchini to his keeper, Skorupski. As it was saying, Liverpool's victory over Wolves at the weekend wasn't the most convincing. A Wolves side who were bottom of the league. And Liverpool obviously now top of the league with their wins, ultimately winning in the end. It's Konate's opener, the equaliser. Konate deemed to have made the mistake that gave Wolves the equaliser, and then the winner, a Mo Salah penalty minutes after Wolves had equalised. But it wasn't the vintage Liverpool performance, albeit a small sample size, but that vintage Liverpool performance that we've seen in many of their games this season. As Miranda tries to play it in behind, Delinga's made the run and he's trying to roll it past Alisson, and he has, but the flag's gonna go up here. Delinga thought he'd beaten the offside trap and he just rolled it past Alisson, but the flag goes up against the Bologna number 24. It's a wonderful ball by Juan Miranda, and he just made the run far too early, did Delinga. Good backline by Liverpool in Konate and Van Dijk, and the offside flag rightfully goes up against Delinga, who, as I said in the build-up, has scored home and away against Liverpool last season for Toulouse. And that might be a warning sign to Liverpool that, yes, they may be dominating possession so far, but Bologna certainly have that threat. It can pose a big problem to your defensive line, but Liverpool defended that one ultimately well in playing the offside. It will certainly give Bologna confidence, though, considering how kind of intense Liverpool have been so far. It will give them confidence that there is a way through. A Liverpool side that have only conceded 3 goals this season, 2 in the league and 1 in the Champions League, of course. Here's Szoboszlai, holds on to the ball well. Salah linking up with McAllister. Tries to play it through. On the spin was Nunez. Goes out wide to Salah. Salah lifts it back in, and McAllister sees it roll in. Alexis McAllister gives Liverpool the lead. Wonderful ball by Salah, and McAllister just had to tap it. Didn't need any power on it whatsoever, and it just bundles its way past Gorobski and into the back of the nets to give Liverpool the lead. Minutes after Bologna thought they'd scored the opener, Liverpool do score the opener. It's Liverpool 1, Bologna 0, and Alexis McAllister, the man to finish the move. It's really good intricate play in between the lines. McAllister started the move really, played it to Nunez. Nunez on the edge of the box, just sees Salah wide on the right. We talked about the acres of space that Salah's had so far. Just plays it, squares it across to Salah. Salah steps in, and usually when you think he's going to try and unleash a shot, he just dinks it over the top. Wonderful ball, curling towards goal, and McAllister just needs to toe poke it past Gorobski and direct it into the back of the nets. As simple as you like. And Liverpool lead. And Skorupski, as I said, beaten for the first time this season in the Champions League after he kept that clean sheet on match day 1. It would have been some task to keep a clean sheet at Anfield for the visiting goalkeeper. Albeit it has happened this season, as I said. Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool 1-0 here, but Liverpool have scored in every other game this season. As they try going for the switch ball there, Bologna just a bit over hits, and Doy couldn't keep it in play. So Liverpool get the throw. That's Liverpool's first recorded shot of the evening, that goal from Alexis McAllister. McAllister scores, obviously, his first Champions League goal. Certainly his first Champions League goal for Liverpool. Robertson linking up well there with Diaz. Back into midfield, and under pressure was Gravenberch, but he did well to play it back to his captain in Van Dijk. Now Robertson trying to find the end of that one, but McAllister will see it out for the throw to Liverpool. Excuse me. No goals elsewhere for you in our 6 other games. Aston Villa 0, Bayern Munich 0. Of course, we're keeping an eye on that one at Villa Park quite vociferously. Of course. And don't worry, we will update you if anything changes elsewhere. Salah battling with his man. Goes down to Salah, but referee says no foul as Boschlight beaten to it there. And now the Bologna want to try and stride forward. Down the left they come. Here's Ndoye. Up against Alexander-Arnold. Has to cut it back to Miranda. Miranda will cross, and Konate will head clear. Not by a mile distance, as it's back in by Miranda, and again clear by Konate. And now Liverpool want to play the counter. So Boschlight to Robertson. Robertson trying to squeeze it across to Salah, but well seen out by Remo Freuler, who blocked that pass off. Would have been a wonderful cross if it had come off there for Robertson, as Liverpool again battling back. Nunez run into trouble there as he tried to manoeuvre his way around his opponents. I have to say, Liverpool are playing with such energy this evening. One of the kind of criticisms that you could probably say from Liverpool's point of view about the game at the weekend was they were a bit kind of laboured at times. They were a bit slow in possession. They were quite lacking energy at times at the weekend, and I think tonight clearly it's an intent to be more intense, be more energetic, and show much more kind of, well, energy really in the game, and keep it at a high tempo that will suit Liverpool in the way they want to play. As Bologna win the throw in there with Stefan Posch, he was part of an Austrian team at the Euros that performed incredibly well, finished top of their group at the Euros. And Stefan Posch, a main player in that. Says here's Orsolini. Orsolini looking to cross it. Van Dijk will easily pass it to Robertson. Now Diaz does really well to keep it in. Lovely bit of skill. Brings it down deftly. Now McAllister. To Konate. Out wide to Salah. Plays it infield for Alexander-Arnold, who plays it in behind for Darwin Núñez, who's one-on-one. And Núñez finds the net, but the flag goes up. It looked like he was offside. It seemed a bit easy that he was offside. I mean, Alexander-Arnold had all the time in the world to play the ball. And Núñez just leans offside. They step up really well. I think it was Bukema. It just steps up at the right second as Alexander-Arnold is playing the pass. And Núñez just that bit offside. But it was really good football from Liverpool. Really good. Intricate, competent, really intricate football from Liverpool in between the lines. That intensity certainly lends itself to that type of football. They've won it back again. Diaz. Gravenberch. We have a goal elsewhere to tell you about. Between Benfica and Atletico Madrid. Now these two sides both won on match day 1. Benfica and Atletico. Benfica, of course, beating Red Star by 2-1 away from home on match day 1. And at Atletico Madrid beating Leipzig by 2-1 as well. But it is the home side, Benfica, that have taken the lead this evening in their stadium there. And Kerem Aktürkoğlu has given Benfica the lead in Lisbon. It is 1-0 to the hosts there. We'll keep you up to date with everything else going on elsewhere. That's the only 2 goals this evening. Benfica and Liverpool. Liverpool could have had 2 of their own. Here's Núñez. Just behind Szoboszlai in his pass. And Diaz trying to battle for it back against Posh. Van Dijk wins the header. Good diving header in the midfield there by Bologna as they try and play it forward for Dan and Doy to chase, but the ball was always curling away and out for a Liverpool throw. Van Dijk. Back to Alisson. The birthday boy. Alisson. Of course, as I mentioned, is making his 50th Champions League appearance for Liverpool this evening. Here's Luis Diaz, breaking up the middle. Diaz flicks it out to Salah, tried to return it. Salah didn't make its way as Gravenberch picks up the loose ball. Salah, wide on that right again. Back to Alexander-Arnold. Into Gravenberch, now Szoboszlai. Rolls it round the corner for Salah. Salah cuts it back for Szoboszlai! Just curling wide. Really good combination football again from Liverpool in between the lines. And Szoboszlai just tries to hit it with the instep of his right boot. And it's just curling wide of that post. The angle beats him. And it's just agonisingly wide of that left post. Just seems like that composure, that coolness about Liverpool there this evening. And the way they're playing so far. As Posh picks it up down the right-hand side. Orsolini gets the benefit of the advantage after Diaz took his man out. Orsolini puts it into the box, cleared away by Gravenberch. And now Núñez tries to play Salah in, but Lukumi was there to just usher it back to Skorupski in the Bologna goal. Excuse me. If you haven't recognised, I am overcoming a cold, but we don't mention that. We soldier on, you know, get the work done. I'm loving this game so far, 19.5 minutes, and it's been really entertaining at Anfield. Here's Miranda. To Morrow. Back to Lukimi. Through the lines, finding Dalinga. We come deep, plays it out wide. To Miranda now, and Doy with a cross, but Robertson was there. He just puts it behind for the corner. Takes no risks there, Andy Robertson. "20 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Bologna 0. Bologna with their first corner of the game on this right-hand side. As they're getting their defenders up as the cross comes in. Head away at the front post. The follow-up is blocked by Szoboszlai from Freuler. And the bouncing ball back with Alisson as he tries to send it long and tries to play in Mo Salah. Salah's got Diaz across, just under headset Salah. Although the clearance is back towards the Egyptian. Gravenberch to Szoboszlai. It's good control by Liverpool. Seen that vintage, that a customary now. Alisson pass to Mo Salah. We've seen it turn into a goal previously on occasions here at Anfield against Manchester United and Manchester City in previous campaigns, as Diaz plays it for the overlapping Robertson. Back to McAllister. Now Virgil van Dijk through the lines to Gravenberch, who holds off his man well, and now McAllister looks to chip it over the top, but Skorupski was there to scoop it up. He tries to play his team into a good position, but Konate's there to intercept for Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold tries to find Salah, who takes it down nicely. Alexander-Arnold. Now to Konate again. To Ryan Gravenberch, who has been revolutionary in his role this season in that double pivot in midfield as Ryan Gravenberch alongside Alexis McAllister. That real balance of midfield between McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, all combining really well, all working really well and hard, and the hard yards they run and they battle and they certainly make it a real physical tussle with the opponent, as Van Dijk does really well there. And now the ball over the top by Gravenberch. Nunez has made the run and chested it down for the shot that was tamely pinned at Skorupski. Nunez in the side tonight. Jota, as Arne Slot said in his pre-match interview, Jota missed 2 days of training after the game at the weekend and just wasn't really fit enough to start this evening. He said he was thankful that he was fit enough to start, or fit enough to make the bench this evening, of course, was Jota. And that's good news for Liverpool. As Alisson, a bit of a loose pass there. He wanted something different from his team and wasn't particularly happy with the options he had. And couldn't find Robertson on that pass. So Bologna get a pretty cheap throw-in on this right-hand side. Goal in Graz this evening between Storm Graz and Club Brugge. And it is the visitors that have taken the lead. But hold your horses a minute. Forget about the Sturm Graz game. There is a goal at Villa Park. And could this be history in the making? Aston Villa beat Bayern Munich in 1982 in the European Cup final to be crowned European champions. And on their first home game in the Champions League era, Aston Villa have taken the lead at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1, Bayern Munich 0. That's all from a set-piece delivery. And the finish in there by Pau Torres. Aston Villa, history makers at the moment, are doing wonders at home. Fabulous football in and around the box, and Pau Torres there to pin it in to give Aston Villa the lead. And Harry Kane on his own goal line there trying to defend that moment. Fabulous moment for Aston Villa. As I was saying before I got sidetracked by that goal, there is a goal in Graz this evening between Sturm Graz and Club Brugge, and it is Christos Solis that has given Brugge the lead. I will just hold my horses here because VAR have intervened at Villa Park and the goal has been disallowed. Quite shockingly, really. The goal is not a goal. So Villa haven't taken the lead and it's back to 0-0. Well, that's... I mean, I don't want to be biased, but that's a bit disappointing. I built up all that moment for it to come to nothing. Anyway, still 0-0, but Villa certainly giving Bayern a scare at Villa Park this evening. Right, it's back here at Anfield. Ball back with Skorupski after pass back by Bukema. Here's Lukimi under pressure from Nunez, but he does get the ball back to Skorupski, who now plays it to Bukema. Under pressure from Diaz now. He has to go long. Bukema does play it in the midfield, and there's a foul off the ball, says the referee. And Van Dijk is going to get a yellow card here. I didn't see what happened because it was off the screen, but Virgil van Dijk deemed to have committed a foul off the ball, and the Liverpool captain gets himself a yellow card. Yeah, just a collision with Dalinga. There's not really much in it, to be honest, but maybe a bit over physical from Van Dijk that time. And the Liverpool captain on a booking. Our referee this evening, by the way, I didn't mention to you, Nikola Dabanovic from Montenegro. It's only his 7th Champions League game as a referee, although does have experience at lower levels of the European competitions, at Europa League and Conference League. 36 games combined between those two competitions for the referee. I have to say, with Liverpool dominant so far in this game, Bologna have held their own and have kept this scoreline down at the moment at just 1-0. Still very much in the balance with a long way to go as Dan Ndoye flicks it forward, looking for Morrow in the box, but well marshalled at the back there by the Liverpool defence. And their captain stepping up and defending and getting Liverpool the goal kick. Just seeing that, just seeing the moment there for Aston Villa's goal. It was Jacob Ramsey that was offside, right at the build-up of that free kick, way early on in the phase. Alisson over the top to Szoboszlai. Not a great header by the Hungarian as Bologna! Deflected effort off the bar. And now the flag's going to go up anyway, but that's a good opportunity. Another warning sign for Liverpool defensively. Alisson just got pressed upon, flicked it over for Szoboszlai, and not a great header by the midfielder there. And then the shot from Dan Ndoye deflects. I think it off maybe Konate that dived to try and block it, and it came off the crossbar. Another big moment for Bologna. Just not going in their favour again. As Ndoye keeps the possession there. Gravenberch has it back for Liverpool now. Is Diaz on the right hand side. Plays it into a lovely space for Nunez. Darwin Nunez will hit it, but over the bar. Goal kick. Again, it just seems like when Liverpool come forward, they're really determined to get their shots off. Come forward with a lot of aggression and a lot of intensity, a lot of real power, and a disappointing ending to it. What would have been a good move by Liverpool. Ends in a Bologna goal kick. Darwin Nunez, 1 goal under Arne Slot. Came in the game here a week and a half ago against Bournemouth at Anfield. Absolute cracking goal for 3-0. Wonderful. Took it from literally the edge of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side and curled it into the bottom left corner. It was a wonderful effort. Truly a sensational goal from Darwin Nunez. As Liverpool get a bit loose in their passing there. Here's Posh out to Orsolini. Orsolini trying to feed it in for Urbanski, but well closed out by Liverpool. And they win the second ball through Szoboszlai. Now Alexander-Arnold, but the referee's going to pull this back for a free kick, I believe, to Bologna. And it's Bukema this time that's won the free kick. The crowd not particularly happy with that decision. Free kick given against the home team. say Liverpool have just wavered in the last few minutes. It's been a competitive game so far between these two. With a goal in Leipzig to tell you about. I'll wait for the confirmation of that before I tell you who scored and what's happened, because VAR might have their interventions in a moment. We'll wait on this free kick then. Miranda is one of those two over it. Miranda leaves it. The cross by Morrow into the back post, and the header down and cleared away by Liverpool. There was lots of bodies arriving there for Bologna. Liverpool got the clean connection in the end to get a clear. They have certainly come massively back into this game, Bologna, all of a sudden. Here's Morrow again. Out to Ndoye down the left-hand side. Flicks it for the overlapping Miranda across. Alisson palms it, not fully cleared as Gravenberch loses the battle, and the shot goes wide off the post. Goodness me. Bologna have burst into life here all of a sudden. The cross from the left-hand side, palmed away by Alisson. Dan Ndoye beats Gravenberch in his own box and just strikes it with the left as the ball's coming down from the challenge. And it just hits the outside of the post and goes wide. Bologna are certainly causing Liverpool problems in these last few minutes. Alexander-Arnold gets a bit loose, gives it away. Bit too casual there again from Liverpool. Dalinga trying to play it through again, and the ball just a bit too much that time. Goes behind for a Liverpool goal kick, but again, it really is a real wavering from Liverpool in these last few minutes, and Bologna certainly up their level. And Vincenzo Italiano, the Bologna head coach, is trying to encourage his side even more and more in this game. I can tell you there has been a goal in Leipzig. I did mention it. As we'll wait a moment, because Alisson's had to make a big save. Again, just as we come back from the replay, the ball was in the Liverpool box again. See this again. Konate plays it out to Alexander-Arnold. Steps in, loses the battle with Ndoye. Ndoye just cuts it back, and the shot from Urbanski had to be parried behind by Alisson for a corner. Bologna certainly in their best moment of the game. Urbanski, right-footed delivery, flicked away by Robertson at the near post, and Salah got the second touch, but only as far as Miranda. Right, Ndoye with the delivery, away by Van Dijk, brought down by Diaz, but runs into trouble, and Diaz will win the free kick for Liverpool. As Liverpool wanted the free kick to take it there, but Bologna had one or two of their players involved in trying to stop that. They do now take the free kick, Liverpool. As it was saying, goal in Leipzig that I can get to, and it is the home side that have taken the lead. Benjamin Šeško has given RB Leipzig the lead against Juventus. It is RB Leipzig 1, Juventus 0. Salah on the spin. Didn't have anyone with him to try and pick up the second ball, as it just seems like Liverpool are losing their momentum at the moment, and Bologna certainly taking their momentum with grasping it with both hands. As here is Orsolini again, tries to go in behind, but Alisson comes and gathers at the attempt by Orsolini to play the ball into the box. Good combination by Alexander-Arnold and Szoboszlai. Here is Szoboszlai. Nice Salah central. Salah not on the same page as Darwin Nunez. And the ball in behind is easily gathered by Skorupski. Around 10 minutes to go, the first half at Anfield. Liverpool 5 shots, Bologna 4. Bologna haven't had a shot on target just yet, although I think that will change because They did have a shot on target a moment or two ago. But Liverpool certainly not dominating possession anymore. It's 50-50 now, the possession in the game, as Orsolini crosses it out to the other side. Here for Ndoye. Cuts it back. Miranda with a cross. Robertson the header clear. And Diaz to try and carry it away. And Diaz to win the throw in for Liverpool. A lot of close matchups this evening in the Champions League. Either a 0-0 or 1-0 in all of our games this evening. Close battles indeed around the grounds. As Liverpool win the free kick there. Van Dijk into Gravenberch. Now McAllister. Back to Konate. Alexander-Arnold. Back to Alisson. Bologna pressing their way forward. Alisson will chip it up. Flicked on by Szoboszlai to Nunez, who darts it to try and find the run of Salah. Skorupski gets there ahead of Salah and clears it away. Now Alexander-Arnold intercepts the pass. Finds Diaz on the right. Diaz flicks it to Alexander-Arnold. Cuts it back for Diaz, who just overruns the ball and runs into trouble. As Gravenberch wins it back. Alexander-Arnold looking for the cross. Gets the corner. And that gets a rapid response from the Anfield crowd. From Liverpool. Bit of intensity shown again. Good combination by Alexander-Arnold and Diaz on that right hand side. And Diaz probably should hit that first time when the ball's received to him. He just takes a touch which just makes it run into trouble and run into a Bologna defender there that can clear the lines and get it clear of danger. But Liverpool do have a corner here on the right hand side. The referee sorting out an issue between Bakema and Konate. They're both getting a bit handsy with each other. And now they've both got a yellow card. Konate and Bakema have both got a yellow. And now both captains, and Remo Freuler and Virgil van Dijk, arguing the cases for their players, but both have been booked. Maybe a bit unnecessary from the referee there. The corner now, delivered into the box. Skorupski to clear it away. As Gravenberch wins the second ball, but couldn't really make the most of it. As now Bologna want a break. Liverpool get bodies back. As Szoboszlai battles to win the ball well. And now Liverpool back in possession. Well, don't forget, more football for you tomorrow. 3 nights in a row as Porto take on Manchester United in the Europa League. Manchester United could be one defeat away from maybe facing a new manager. Who knows? We will see as they place Porto on tomorrow evening, 8 o'clock. Here is McAllister trying to roll it through, but blocked off in the end and cleared away by Bologna. Just over 5 minutes of the first half to go. Despite Liverpool leading, it's been Bologna that have battled back well, but Liverpool now trying to push for a second again as Gravenberch's ball cut out once more. Certainly, as I said, that little bit of intensity, injection of energy from Liverpool in the last few minutes. Just got the crowd up again. Liverpool have a quick turnaround for their next game. Head to Crystal Palace on Saturday. Here is Szoboszlai trying to roll it through for Nunez, but guided back to Skorupski by Bakema. Bukema. To Lukimi. Posh. Back to Bukema. And now Lukimi. Bukema looking for the long ball over the top to Dalinga, but Konate had that one well covered and headed it back to his goalkeeper in Allison. He finds Gravenberg. Breaks the lines, does really well, does Gravenberg. Now finds it out to the left. To Diaz, really nice play. Here is Luis Diaz, beats past Posh. Diaz with a cutback. Cleared away by Freuler. He defended that one as Robertson in a foot race there with Orsolini, but won that battle. Interestingly, both Liverpool centre-backs now on a yellow card. After Van Dijk was booked a bit earlier for a foul off the ball, and now Konate as well got a yellow card for that little scuffle with Bukema a few minutes ago. Van Dijk. Robertson. Played into Diaz. Lovely skill to get past his man. And another. Finds Alexander-Arnold. Down the right comes Salah. Mo Salah gets past his man. Felt he was fouled. But the referee hasn't given a free kick. And the ball rolls out for a goal kick to Bologna. Just say it again. Salah takes it past Miranda. Yeah, there's no foul in there. Well, despite never playing before, Bologna have played 3 English sides previously in all European competitions. They last played an English side back in 2002 when they faced Fulham in the Intertoto Cup. But their last major European game against an English side came against Leeds United back in the 1966-67 Intercities Fairs Cup. And they lost via a coin toss after a 1-1 aggregate draw over the 2 legs. A very different time then. A very different time of football. As Posh's clearance is blocked by Diaz. Out for a Bologna throw. It's Liverpool win the ball in midfield again as McAllister plays it through for Szoboszlai. Out to Diaz. Excuse me. Robertson. Across to Konate. To Alexander-Arnold, who goes back to Virgil van Dijk. Well, in European competitions, sides from no other nation have beaten Liverpool at Anfield more times than Italian clubs. They have done it 7 times. That's level with Spanish sides. And the Reds have lost 3 of their last 5 at home to Italian teams. Salah tried to play it through there. Blocked off by Lukumi. I think maybe a corner has been given here. There was a player on the floor a minute ago. There is a Bologna player on the ground. I think it's Juan Miranda. Just a battle with Salah. Salah wins the ball, beats past him, and yeah, they're both gathering each other. I think Salah might step on the foot of Miranda inadvertently. Yeah, didn't mean to, of course. Don't think he even knew Salah did it. He knew he did it, really. Miranda back to his feet after that little moment, but corner's been given here for Liverpool on the right hand side as we hit the 45th minute mark. And into added time. I don't think there's any minutes added on, so corner incoming. Left footed delivery all the way through. There's a player on the floor in Konate, or Van Dijk, sorry, but referee sees nothing there. And Van Dijk making his claim. Goes behind for a goal kick. Virgil van Dijk certainly making his views heard to the referee there. Doesn't look like there's no added time put up on the board, so suspecting this will be half time when this goal kick is taken. It is indeed. Half time whistle at Anfield, and Liverpool do lead, but it has been a much closer, much tighter, much nervier affair really than the scoreline may suggest. Liverpool did take the lead through Alexis McAllister scoring his first Champions League goal, giving Liverpool the lead here this evening, but Bologna certainly had chances of their own in that first half, and probably could say that they are a bit begrudged that they are not level in this game. Half time at Anfield, Liverpool 1, Bologna 0. Welcome back to Champions League Live. Half time at Anfield, Liverpool 1, Bologna 0. Second half, as you can see, on the way in around 12.5 minutes time as that countdown continues. The first half's still underway elsewhere this evening, and a big moment in France, in Lille. Lille taking on Real Madrid, the reigning champions, and Lille have a penalty. Jonathan David at the spot with an added time in the first half, looking to give Lille the lead. He's just ready to take this penalty. Jonathan David steps up and puts it into the top right corner. Lovely goal. And Lille lead in Lille this evening, funnily enough. And the hosts have taken the lead against the reigning European champions, Real Madrid. A Real Madrid side, of course, who did ultimately win in Matchday 1. Stuttgart were the team that were beaten. Ultimately, that was a close affair in that one. They were level in that game at 1-1 at one point, Madrid and Stuttgart, but in the end Madrid came out the victors, and they now have to come from behind if they want to do the same in Lille this evening, because Jonathan David has put the home side in front from the penalty spots. So penalty has Lille ahead there. Elsewhere, we're still ongoing in in 4 of our games, by the way, in that first half. Let's quickly run you through the scores as it stands. So these are the games underway. Excuse me. At the moment, Feyenoord have beaten Girona earlier this evening by 3-2. Atalanta 3-0 victors away against Shakhtar Donetsk. And then on our 7 late games, Aston Villa thought they had taken the lead against Bayern Munich in that first half through Pau Torres, but the offside flag didn't go up, but VAR flagged it for offside and didn't allow the goal. So 0-0 it is there at Villa Park. Benfica leading Atletico by a 1-0. The first half still ongoing there. They're into the 4th minute of 3 added minutes, so this should be coming to an end any second now. Benfica leading through Karamakçıoglu's goal inside 15 minutes to give them the lead. It is still 0-0 between Dinamo Zagreb and Monaco. A Monaco side who won and beat Barcelona on Matchday 1, but a Dinamo Zagreb side who were beaten 9-2, a record 9-2 against Bayern Munich on match day 1. They're looking to get some positivity. It is 0-0 there. Lille, as I said, leading Real Madrid by a goal to nil. Liverpool 1 up against Bologna. It is Leipzig who lead at Juventus by a goal to nil. Benjamin Šeško, the scorer there for Leipzig. And Sturm Graz are finding themselves 1-0 down against Club Brugge. Christos Solis leading, giving the visitors the lead there. We have a goal to tell you about, we believe, in Zagreb this evening, if I'm not mistaken. We do. On the verge of half-time, in the 3rd minute of 3 added minutes in the first half in Zagreb, and it is the hosts, the home side, that have taken the lead. It's come from a Monaco corner, and on the counter-attack come Dinamo Zagreb, all the way up the other ends, plays the ball into the box, and the scorer, Peter Sucic, finds the net to give Dinamo Zagreb the lead. So Zagreb now have taken the lead against AS Monaco in Zagreb this evening. As I mentioned, Zagreb lost 9-2 to Bayern Munich on match day 1, and they are leading a Monaco side who beat 10-man Barcelona. So, very competitive there. As you can see, all of our games now have a goal in them, bar the game at Villa Park. So at least one goal in all of our games. 5 home teams leading by a goal to nil, and just the 1 away team leading by a goal to nil at the moment. That is where we stand around Europe. First half's coming to an end in a few of those games. But first, I want to really come down in this first half. I want to talk about the first half at Anfield. Liverpool, as I said, leading by a goal to nil. Alexis McAllister with his first goal in the Champions League, giving Liverpool the lead. A really well-worked goal. And I want to talk about the first half as a whole, really. You know, all well and good Liverpool scoring, but, you know, we talk about the first half in a kind of vacuum as a combination. What way would you summarise that first half? And what I would say was, Liverpool have looked really good in moments, but they haven't really consistently hung on to it, I think. I mean, we look at I'm looking at the kind of momentum map of that first half, really, and there's little spikes from Liverpool, but I think in terms of the most dominant spell, in terms of consistent attacking threat, I think Bologna have probably had a better spell than Liverpool in that first half. Not to say that Bologna have been the better side, because I don't think that's true, but in a sense, when they were dominant, Bologna, they were dominant for probably a longer period, maybe, than Liverpool, although Liverpool have had their little spells in that first half. And I do overall think that Liverpool have been the better team. I do think they have controlled the play well in moments, but Bologna have had many's a chance to get back into this game in the first half, and I think to say that a level game is unfair would be wrong, because it has been a level game, really. Liverpool, the only difference is Liverpool have scored and Bologna haven't. Bologna have had 1 shot on target, Liverpool have had 3 in that first half from both of their 5 shots. But in terms of overall in the game, I think the scoreline is kind of showing that Liverpool have edged it, but Bologna are still very much in this game, very much competitive, very much still at the kind of battling and threatening and looking really kind of competent in this game. They're competitive with Liverpool. You know, the possession is for around 50-50. They've had the same amount of shots as Liverpool, albeit Liverpool's XG is higher. Ultimately in the game, the corners is pretty similar. Passing wise, very similar. So a lot of the game has been very even. It's only the scoreline that is the difference. And albeit the scoreline, yes, is the most important factor in football, obviously. But I would say there's a lot of encouragement and a lot of positivity that Bologna can take from that first half and say, look, yes, we're behind, but Liverpool are vulnerable in moments. They have looked a bit loose in possession at times. When they've been pressed, and pressed well by Bologna, we've seen it with Alisson a couple of times, misplacing a few passes. In tight spaces, Liverpool have been good in moments, but not all the time. And even when they've got the ball in free areas, Liverpool, they have been a bit sloppy at times. Loose passes, loose balls, maybe a bit of complacency setting in from Liverpool. And I think Liverpool need to really kind of realise that it's not going to be all their own way this evening. It's not going to be a simple kind of, oh, we'll see this out, we'll win comfortably. It's not going to be that type of game. And I think we've seen that in the first half. We've seen that Bologna are not going to kind of step back and allow Liverpool to just dominate the possession and control the game and have it all their own way. I think we've seen a good kind of combative Bologna team this evening where they have battled back, they've answered, they've asked Liverpool questions, they've pressed them in moments, they've pushed them in moments, they've competed for the possession, they've battled really, really well in their duels. I think Bologna have done it really well this evening so far, but Liverpool lead at half time. And Liverpool have that ability to do so because of the quality they have on the field. You know, we look at the quality of the attackers and the goal scorers, and I think Liverpool, attacking wise, have been good. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I would say this as a Liverpool fan, but that's irrelevant at this moment in time. But in terms of the game as a whole, Liverpool fans would say, yes, we're happy that we're leading at half-time, but maybe we want a bit more from the team. We want to see more attacking football. We want to see more opportunities. We want to see you control and dominate the game a bit more. And I think that is something that I would say Arne Slot will be telling his players. Keep that intensity. Keep that kind of control and dominance and expression in the game, where they kind of got a bit complacent at times in that first half. And I think Bologna certainly looked to capitalise upon those moments. Unfortunately, unable to do so. But I would still argue the point that, you know, Liverpool want more. And Bologna will certainly be encouraged by that first half. But it is Liverpool who lead, and I would say deservedly so, because the goal was really well worked. It was a really nice combination goal. McAllister played it to Nunez on the edge of the box. Nunez squared it to Salah, and Salah just dinked it over the top for the on-running McAllister, who just kind of toe-poked it past Skorupski into the net. It was a really nicely worked goal, and to say Liverpool don't deserve the lead would be a bit unfair, to be honest. But it is a fairly even game in terms of the play in moments in that first half, most certainly. And I think Liverpool have a few questions to answer in this second half. Can they get back into this? Can it get back in dominating? And certainly go and get that second goal and take this game away from Bologna. Because as it stands, Bologna is still very much in it, and it's still very much in the balance at Anfield. Second half between Liverpool and Bologna is on the way next. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Champions League Live here in LFS this evening with me, Kevin Ferris. Second half at Anfield on the way in a moment. Don't forget, tomorrow night, more European football for you as we head to Porto, as they are the hosts for Manchester United in the Europa League. Matchday 2 of the Europa League saw Porto lose on Matchday 1 and Manchester United draw at home to FC Twente. And we'll see how both sides react to those, what they would call disappointing results on Matchday 1 when they take to the field tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock here on LFS. Right, the second half should be on the way in just a moment here at Anfield, because it's just hit 9 o'clock UK time, and we didn't add any, weren't any added minutes in that first half, which is usually very uncommon in modern day football, but it's not often you see no added time in the first half. But I have to say that was probably down to the flow of the first half. Really intense, really interesting, and a fine flow to the game, as I would say. Not many stoppages, not many kind of set pieces or any of that type of stuff. It's just real kind of fluid football from both teams, and I think that's what we enjoy. It's been very enjoyable so far. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. It'd be greatly appreciated. As Bologna back out on the field here at Anfield. Skorupski doesn't look in the most kind of fittest of ways, it seems, as the Liverpool players come out for the second half with a round of applause and a cheer from their home crowd. They attack the Kop end for this second half, as is tradition at Anfield. Let's see if that Kop can help Liverpool to find a second goal after Alexis McAllister's opener. And Arne Slot comes out behind his players, ready to take his seat once again on the bench. And there's a bit of a conversation with Diogo Jota there. Very interesting. Of course, Jota only fit enough for the bench this evening, it seems, as Liverpool will get us underway for the second half in a second. There we are. Liverpool get us back underway through Dominik Szoboszlai for this second half, and we'll see, as I said, if Liverpool can turn this lead into even more dominance and more control and convert it into 3 points by the end of the 90 minutes, or can Bologna really battle them even more as they did in that first half. Really asked Liverpool a number of questions and certainly kept them honest in that first half, and I think maybe that's what Liverpool needed. That little bit of complacency was setting in from Liverpool, and I think Arne Slot would have certainly mentioned it at half-time about his players. Now, Bologna certainly battled back well in the latter stages of that first half, as Dan Ndoye's pass was a bit misplaced. Liverpool get the early throw. Nunez just battling, picked up by Szoboszlai. Nice Salah down the right hand side. Finds a underlapping Alexander-Arnold. Now back to Salah. Salah chips the ball into the box. Nunez with a header off target there from the number 9. Yeah, just a floated ball. There wasn't real much pace or power behind it there. Made it difficult for Nunez because he had to generate the power, and ultimately goes behind for the goal kick. Here is Miranda. Well closed down by Szoboszlai. Out for a Bologna throw. I have to say, albeit the Liverpool midfield has been very impressive this season so far, some Liverpool fans maybe kind of talking to the fact that maybe Szoboszlai in his role and kind of that 10 role could be offering more in terms of goal contribution, in terms of goals and assists from his position. Although no questioning Dominik Szoboszlai's motivation or intensity or his running, maybe just that attacking output maybe slightly lacking from him in this season. Here is Diaz under pressure, plays it into Alexander-Arnold, strides forward but gets beaten off the ball, and Diaz comes flying in a challenge, and Bologna win the free kick. I have to say, Diaz was certainly not letting Dan Ndoye past him, I can tell you that much. Came crunching in that challenge. He knew what he was doing there, Diaz. Szoboszlai on the press. Bologna play through that press really well as Freuler lifts it out to Orsolini on the right hand side. Orsolini trying to cross, but Robertson got a foot in, and Van Dijk can clear, but the flag has went up against Orsolini anyway for offside. Yeah, just see the ball by Freuler. He's looking across the line. He should do better there, really. The right winger. Ultimately, Liverpool get the free kick for that offside. Alisson to McAllister. Liverpool playing quite vertically in that moment as it comes all the way back with Alisson. Van Dijk. Now to Robertson. And to find Diaz, who was pushed to the floor there by Posh. And Liverpool get the free kick around the halfway line. And Diaz maybe in a bit of pain there. He was shoved in the back. Yeah, it's his lower back there, and a bit of pain there, Luis Diaz. Back to his feet, though. Certainly a painful one, that. For the Colombian. Well, Liverpool have won each of their last 10 group/league stage games at Anfield in major European competitions, and they've scored 2+ goals in their last 9 in a row on those prospective games. So we'll say they will add a second. Isn't uncommon. As here's Szoboszlai. Or Nunez, sorry. Finds Salah. Cuts it back for Gravenberch. Now here is Szoboszlai. Back with McAllister. Liverpool getting in and around the box. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Forward for Szoboszlai. Broke down the right flank. Turns back to Alexander-Arnold again, though. Now Gravenberch. Through the lines. Finds McAllister, and then Alexander-Arnold just beaten to it by Skudowski. Easily gathered by the Bologna goalkeeper. Just seeing Liverpool just breaking through the lines there. It was a nice bit of play in the spaces and almost worked out for the home side. Well, their last such defeat in a home European game, either in the league or in a league phase game or a group stage game for Liverpool. The last defeat at Anfield came in a 2-0 defeat to Atalanta in November of 2020. It's almost 4 years since Liverpool were last beaten in the early stages of the Champions League or Europa League here at Anfield. It was an Italian team, as I said, in Atalanta that did it. Here's Van Dijk. Tried to go down the line to Robertson, but run out of room there as the ball crossed the sideline. I'm out for a Bologna throw. There's Lukumi. Down the line, Miranda. Plays it in behind for Ndoye. And Alisson, under pressure there, does well in gathering the ball. Plays it out to Alexander-Arnold. Tries to go over the top. Salah's made the run in behind, but well back there by Miranda, who got in the way of Salah. As Robertson goes back to Alisson under no duress. Excuse me. Alisson long up the middle, looking for Diaz, who was being held onto there by Stefan Posch, and the ball bounces through for Skudowski. Across to Lukumi, under pressure from Szoboszlai. As Moro sent back into midfield, but Diaz intercepting the pass. McAllister now to Diaz. Nice touch with his right boot. Diaz tried to squeeze it through for Robertson, but just closed down as again Liverpool battle back. Freuler flicks it out to the right hand side, and the ball had crossed the sideline. Bologna throw incoming. Where's Gareth Southgate? Of course, the former England head coach, using his spare time to keep an eye on Liverpool and some English players, albeit not his job anymore to keep an eye on English players, obviously, not being the England head coach any longer. Here's Gravenberch. Tried to play it in between Miranda and Lukumi there, but intercepted well by Bologna. It's Van Dijk intercepts there. McAllister to Diaz. Has to go back with Robertson. Konate to Alexander-Arnold. McAllister couldn't find his target in Nunez, and again, just Liverpool started really well the second half, but haven't been able to really make much of their first 9 minutes of possession in this second period. But Bologna have just held in there at the moment, and now trying to create something themselves. As it's going to be a referee. The referee's going to pull it back here on Robertson for a foul and a yellow card. That's the third Liverpool defender to be booked this evening, and the Scotsman in the referee's book. It's just a bit of a pull by Robertson. Yellow card, maybe a fair reflection. Still no more goals around the grounds in Europe. Still goalless between Aston Villa and Bayern Munich, but everywhere else 1-0. 5 home teams 1-0 up and 1 away team. As Bologna take the free kick short. Right-footed delivery into the box. All the way through to the back post. Orsolini. Good save by Alisson. And Szoboszlai tries to clear, but again, Bologna may be a bit too easy for them from the set piece there. Liverpool really kind of did not recognise the threat at the back post that was lurking, and almost paying the price for it again, Liverpool. Onside was Orsolini at the back post, and no one within 5 yards of him. Good save by Alisson down to his right hand side. And Vincenzo Italiano jumping up and down, knowing what his side can offer. As Nunez couldn't keep the ball in play there. We have a goal in Leipzig, but we also have a penalty in Benfica, in Lisbon, as Benfica taking on Atletico Madrid, and it is a chance for Angel Di Maria to double Benfica's lead from the spots, up against Jan Oblak. I'll tell you about that in a moment, because here come Bologna. Dan Ndoye across. The shot from Urbanski over the bar. As I was saying then, back to Lisbon. Angel Di Maria on the spot. Scores for Benfica. Benfica now 2-0 to the good against Atalanta. So it is, or Atletico Madrid, sorry. It is Benfica 2, Atletico 0. Another goal to tell you about in Leipzig as well. RB Leipzig took the lead through Benjamin Šeško, but it is the visitors that are back level. Dusan Vlahovic has got the equaliser for Juventus. It is RB Leipzig 1, Juventus 1. As Arne Slot seemingly seen enough of his players so far, and is going to be getting Diogo Jota to enter the fray very shortly. And Jota, as I said, missed 2 days of training, according to Arne Slot. Seemingly, Liverpool looking to make a change with 57 minutes on the clock. Bologna slightly buoyed by that little moment they've had. I certainly think that the Liverpool head coach is not particularly happy with his side at the moment. Here's Nunez. Chips it round the corner. Salah on the run. Blocked off well by Lukumi. There will be a corner though. Lukumi had the last touch, and Liverpool get the first corner of the second half. Looks like Nunez might be leaving the field of play momentarily. Whenever that board goes up, he does glance over at the sideline quite kind of awkwardly, but we'll see what Liverpool can do from this corner. It's Van Dijk and Konate heading up for it, amongst others. Robertson over to the right-hand side to take this corner for Liverpool. As he glances on, looking for who's in the middle, what he can deliver here, Andy Robertson. Nunez is in there as well. Robertson, left-footed delivery. And the header is, just wide. I think it took a deflection on the way through off Luis Diaz, so it will be a corner. Diaz had the header. I think it took a deflection from his head. Let's just see it again. And actually, doesn't come off Diaz, comes off Freuler. And ends up going behind for the corner. There's the home crowd again, trying to urge their side on here. Corner on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Right-footed delivery. Headed away by Bologna. It was Freuler again, as Gravenberch round the corner. Finding McAllister in a tight space. Now finds Salah. Salah lifts it again, but bouncing ball, still not away. As Posh is there to pick up the pieces and clear it away for Bologna now. As Orsolini beats past Robertson. Now plays it into Urbanski as Szoboszlai's back there, tussling and battling, and puts it out for a Bologna throw. The Hungarian. And at the hour mark, it will be Darwin Nunez coming off, and Diogo Jota is coming on. Darwin Nunez, who has had some close moments, did have the ball in the back of the net, but in an offside position when he received it. Nunez, and had one or two half chances in that first half, but unable to convert them. And Diogo Jota, who would be regarded as one of Liverpool's most clinical finishers, is on to try and guide them once again to maybe a second goal. Well, they'll be hoping for a second goal. Let's see what Bologna can do here. They're going to make changes of their own. So Sam Bukema is coming off. And Urbanski is also making way. And Michel Ebischer and Nicolo Casale are coming on. So Ebischer and Casale on, replacing Urbanski and Bukema for Bologna. Ball comes down the left, and Ndoye. Nice link up there with Moro. Here's Ndoye. Down the left, flicks it around the corner. Too far and too close to Alisson, who gathers and now rolls it out to Robertson. Bit of space here. Robertson flicks it over the top, finds Diaz on the run down the left flank. He's got Jota in the middle. Diaz beats his man, gets to the byline, trying to cut it back, still in play. And he goes down there, Diaz, but free kick's going to be given against the Colombian, and a free kick goes the way of Bologna. I think maybe the assistant maybe said it was across the line. I think he did. Didn't, from what I saw from the replay, but I don't think he could really tell. It was quite a distance away anyway. Here's Gravenberch. Cuts it back for Salah in the box. Salah! Hits it wide. Couldn't quite get enough curl on that one, Mo Salah. Fairly centrally, just to the right-hand side of the centre circle, or the edge of the box, really. And he just curls it wide, trying to find that bottom left corner. It just goes wide of the post. There's Gravenberch trying to close down Juan Miranda's ball. Goes out for a Bologna goal kick, but the High press from Liverpool is still very evident. And the sweets being handed about in the Liverpool executive suites. There, Sir Kenny Dalglish, known around these parts as King Kenny. As McAllister's just gone down here, feeling something. He will be helped back to his feet. He was kind of in a little of a battle there with Abisher. Just went down. I have to say, this club, Liverpool, has been a historic club with some historic players, but we watched Mo Salah, of course, in the last year of his contract this season, and he joins that major list as here come Liverpool. Ball across the box, and Diaz was the target, but Skorupski got there ahead of him to gather the ball. Szoboszlai's ball was a threatening one, and Diaz made the run through the centre, almost finding Liverpool a second goal there. Well gathered up by Skorupski. But as I was saying, Mo Salah, as I said, in the last year of his contract, of course, contract negotiations apparently underway for 3 of Liverpool's 11 this evening. Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk and Salah, all in the last year of their contracts, and negotiations are currently progressing, we hear, but nothing more of those. But it could be Mo Salah's last year, but he will certainly has cemented himself as a history maker, one of Liverpool's greatest ever. And certainly, if anyone is going to really cruise Liverpool and carry them forward, it's Mo Salah. He's been their top scorer for every season since he had joined the club back in 2017. So his consistency and his ability and his constant importance in this Liverpool team is undoubted and unquestionable. But the amount of quality that Liverpool have in the side, still only 1-0. Some questions may be starting to be asked, although I have to be totally honest, Bologna have been very, very good tonight, and a credit to them. They have held Liverpool very strongly here, albeit Liverpool still lead, remember, but it is a narrow lead. There's a red card. There's just been a red card given out in Leipzig this evening. RB Leipzig had taken the lead. Juventus had just equalised, and we think there's been a red card given out there. We will get more information for you when I have it, but I do believe there's been a red card, and I think it might be a goalkeeping issue. So we'll get to that in a moment. We'll have full details of that in a moment, as McAllister went down under a challenge by Abisher again. They had a little scuffle a few moments ago, and Abisher this time has given away a free kick and has got a yellow card for that, Michel Abisher. See it again. Loose ball, both going for the ball. Yeah, he comes sliding in there, Abisher. He does win the ball, but he does kind of clean out McAllister a slight bit, and Abisher gets himself a yellow card. Skorupski. That ball knocked long, intercepted by McAllister, only momentarily though, as Konate now gets involved, and free kick's been given against Liverpool. McAllister giving away that foul. Ball down the right hand side. Fans saying that it was out, and the assistant has agreed eventually. Took him a while there, the assistant, to say that it was out, but The decision has gone now to Liverpool, and they're going to make more changes here. Kostas Tsimikas and Cody Gakpo are getting themselves ready on the sidelines for Liverpool. So we'll see them enter the fray very shortly. Throw down the left-hand side by Liverpool. But the free kick's gone against them here as Orsolini's gone down under a challenge from his opposite number, Luis Diaz. Yeah, maybe just more of a collision rather than anything between the two players. As I was saying about that red card in Leipzig, I can update you. The card that was initially given by the referee in Leipzig was yellow. VAR intervened, changed the card for a professional handball against Michele Di Gregorio, the Juventus goalkeeper, and they've now had to swap out, obviously, bring another goalkeeper on. Of course, you can't do without a goalkeeper in a game, because that would be a bit silly. And Mattia Perin has come in to the Juventus goal. So Juventus now with their second choice goalkeeper after their first choice was sent off. So down to 10, and now a possible penalty in that game as well being checked. We will keep you right up to date with what's going on there. Lots happening. Here is Gravenberch. As Liverpool's two substitutions are ready on the sidelines, not coming on just yet. Here's Szoboszlai. 20 minutes to go. Liverpool 1, Bologna 0. Robertson now down to the left to Diaz, who steps in field. Luis Diaz. Will he hit it? He won't. He'll pass it off, but he'll get it back again. Diaz, all the way on the right-hand side. Looking for options. Rolls it into the path of McAllister, who has got a bit loose in his passing, gives it away. Here is Ndoye. Liverpool passing it around, but a loose pass sends Vincenzo Italiano, the Bologna head coach down there, absolutely crazy as the ball goes out for a Liverpool throw. Robertson will make way here for Kostas Tsimikas. So Robertson, of course, on a yellow card is coming off, and Liverpool's second choice left back is coming on. Robertson maybe had a slight knock at the weekend, maybe just protecting against that as well. And Luis Diaz is going to make way for Cody Gakpo. So Gakpo and Tsimikas on, replacing Robertson and Diaz. I did say there was a penalty check in Leipzig. I can tell you the penalty has been given for the home side, and Benjamin Šeško is standing over the spot here. This is my third penalty I've commentated on this evening. The shot is in. 3 penalties taken, 3 scored. And Benjamin Šeško gets RB Leipzig back in front from the spot. His second of the goal tonight, second goal this evening, has given Leipzig the lead. Once again, against 10-man Juventus. There you are. It's still all the same elsewhere. Still 0-0 at Villa Park, remember. Aston Villa and Bayern Munich. Villa thought they'd taken the lead in that one, but still goalless. Quite a contrast to Bayern Munich's first game. As I said, they scored 9 goals in that game. The first side ever to score 9 goals in a single Champions League game. Bayern Munich, but so far, not able to find the net at Villa Park. Now the side are at this moment in time. As Alisson goes over the top looking for Jota. Szoboszlai tried to acrobatically adjust there, and Salah's in a foot race with Skorupski. But the Bologna keeper did well there. Fabulous acrobatics from Dominik Szoboszlai there. Fabulous work. If that had come off, that would have been unbelievable. Here's Alexander Arnold with a throw. Back the way it goes to Gravenberch. Konate. Back to Alisson. Liverpool just holding on and looking for that second, but not with real great intensity at the moment. Only 2 shots in the second half, Liverpool. None of them on target, so certainly lacking that real intensity in the final third, lacking that attacking output so far. Something we really haven't said about Liverpool this season. In any of their games, really, bar the Nottingham Forest game, where Nottingham Forest sat back, sat deep, and didn't allow Liverpool much room. As this is good work from Jota. Salah played it off far too early to find Gakpo. Well intercepted by Stevan Posch. As Orsolini's closed down by Gakpo. And Gakpo battling again, just loses out and wins, gives away that throw-in on the halfway line. As they've given it away here. Bologna from the throw. Here's Jota arriving into the box. Has to come through a few bodies. Couldn't squeeze it through. Tsimikas keeps the possession for Liverpool. Second goal in Zagreb. And it is the home side that have doubled their lead. Dinamo Zagreb have took the lead in the first half and have now doubled their lead against Monaco. A Monaco side, as I said, who beat Barcelona on Matchday 1, but Dinamo Zagreb are getting a lot of joy out of them. It is Dinamo Zagreb 2, Monaco 0. Here's Jota, but deeper for Liverpool. Szoboszlai now out wide to Salah. Salah getting into the box, looking for options. The space opens up, but Salah hits it and sends it into the top corner. Beautiful from Mo Salah. I said if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be that man. And he has doubled Liverpool's lead at Anfield. Just when you think he's going to spin it back out wide to Alexander-Arnold, the space just opens up for him. He takes another touch and rifles it into the top corner. Lovely goal by Mo Salah. And Liverpool extend their lead. And that second goal they've been craving and pushing and probing for has finally been found. Liverpool 2, Bologna 0. And I have to say, as I was saying, it looked like Salah was just going to play it out to Alexander-Arnold. It's actually an incredible play by Trent Alexander-Arnold, because his movement, his overlap, just delays the Bologna defence, keeps that width, and just opens that space up for Salah through the middle. And it's a wonderful effort, wonderful goal. I mean, we talk about Mo Salah and his quality. It is undoubted, and his ability to put the ball into the back of the net is unmatched at Liverpool. Fabulous goal, and Liverpool extend their lead. Here's Ndoye for Bologna, who try and respond, but the cross is nowhere near it and goes well behind for a Liverpool goal kick. Well, we talk about Mo Salah being a record breaker. Well, I've just heard another record that he's broken. He has become the first Liverpool player in Champions League or European Cup history to score on 5 home games in a row for the club. 5 home games in a row. Of course, the 4 previous coming in the last Champions League campaign that Liverpool competed, which was obviously the season before last. He's keeping that record running game to game in terms of home games. 5 on the trot now at Anfield in the Champions League. Record breaker again is Salah. Here's Ndoye. Well charged down by Konate. Second ball though. Freuler picks up. Feeds it wide to Orsolini. Back into the middle. Cleared away by Van Dijk. Will bounce out for a Bologna throw though. 13 minutes to go. Liverpool 2, Bologna 0. At Anfield, it's pretty much more comfortable now for Liverpool. Seems to be that way at the moment. We have another goal in Leipzig to tell you about. What a game it is there, as Bologna mess up their opportunity and just give Liverpool the goal kick. I said Leipzig had taken the lead. Juventus then equalised. Juventus down to 10, then went behind just a few minutes after from a Benjamin Šeško penalty. And now they have equalised again, Juventus. Dusan Vlahovic again, as Liverpool are in again. And Skorupski has to make a save to clear it away. I think the flag would have went up anyway. It did. But goodness me, Bologna were under real threat again. As I was saying, Juventus have equalised. So it is 2-2 in Leipzig. very much game on, and a fantastic battle in that game at the Red Bull Arena. 2-2. More substitutions coming from Bologna here then. So a double substitution there for Bologna just occurred. Maybe just that extra fresh legs coming on to the pitch as Dalinga and Ndoye made way. And they have now been replaced on the field by Castro and Illing Jr. So a double substitution there. As now Orsolini has won the chase down the right here. Van Dijk got there ahead of him and put it out for the throw. Really good from Virgil van Dijk there. Another goal in Porto to tell you about. And Atletico are even further behind now. Benfica have found a third goal in that one. Alexander Ba with the third goal that has Benfica cruising in that game. Benfica 3, Atletico Madrid 0. Well, I don't know what's gone on here at Anfield. Just see this again. McAllister in his own box, trying to clear the ball. And Ibisher goes down. That's crazy. Ibisher goes down, but McAllister clears the ball. Ibisher puts his foot in the way, but Ibisher doesn't get caught by McAllister whatsoever. McAllister does really well at just scooping the ball from underneath. So, no contact with Ibisher whatsoever. And the referee's given the free kick against the Bologna man. So Liverpool get the free kick. And I think that's the correct decision. But Vincenzo Italiano was desperately claiming a penalty. But you clearly seen the replay. There's no question that McAllister got absolutely no contact on Ibisher. Certainly not a foul. Never a penalty. Here's Gravenberch. Breaking forward for Liverpool. Ryan Gravenberch has the shot tamely driven wide for the goal kick. Picked the ball up beautifully on the half turn from Virgil van Dijk. Just saw the space in front of him and decided to roll it forward. Striding forward there was Ryan Gravenberch, and ultimately all that was lacking was the finish. Around about 10 minutes to go then around Europe this evening. 9 minutes or so plus the additional time to go here at Anfield. We're a bit ahead of everyone else around the grounds. A couple of minutes behind us are those other games. But that huge game at Villa Park is still all square. It's the only game this evening without a goal. And we are waiting for that opener. We will find out if there's going to be one in the next 10 minutes. We will let you know. Still goalless there. So Bologna with a throw in here on this left hand side. Juan Miranda to take. Throws it down the left. Away by Alexander Arnold. And again, second ball's away from Bologna as Alisson goes long. Freuler heads the first ball. And then the second ball flicked forward, but Konate there to intercept. And now Gakpo under pressure from Stefan Posch, but spins round. Got the free kick anyway, did Cody Gakpo. For a slight tug by Stefan Posch on him. Goal in Zagreb to tell you about. I was wondering where that was. Goal in Zagreb this evening. I said Dinamo Zagreb 2-0 up. Well, they are back to 2-1. Mohamed Salisu, the former Southampton player, has got a goal back for Monaco. Game on surely in the last few minutes there. As Salah's running through again for Liverpool. Rolls it forward. McAllister taken out. Follow up by Jota. Blocked by Skorupski. The flag was up anyway against one of those Liverpool players. Comes to nothing. We have a goal at Villa Park. Now, let's just take a moment because VAR ruined their moment around about 60 minutes in the game time. I don't think they will be ruining their moment this time. Prince William is clapping on in the crowd there at Villa Park, and I think this time it will stand. Aston Villa have taken the lead. I will just wait to see the replay. Oh, is John Duran offside there? VAR might need to get involved again here. They've given it on field, but John Duran has beaten the keeper. Whether he's in an offside position or not will be questioned. We will wait and see what VAR has to say, but I wait for the restart on that one to tell you what has happened. But John Duran could have just got Villa an incredibly important goal at Villa Park. We will wait and see. Unai Emery is going mad on the sidelines. Villa Park is absolutely bouncing. Incredible moment for Aston Villa Football Club. For the first time in over 40 years, they're hosting a European game of Champions League or equal status, and they are leading 6-time European champions Bayern Munich. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible. And John Duran, their wonder star striker this season that scored so many's a winning goal for Villa, could have just done it again. We will wait and see. Vincent Kompany, a face like thunder there at Villa Park, the Bayern Munich head coach. Double substitution here for Liverpool. Alexander Arnold's coming off for Conor Bradley. So swap it right back. And another change incoming as Dominic Szoboszlai is going to make way here. And coming on for him is going to be Curtis Jones. So another double substitution there from Liverpool. Szoboszlai applauding the crowd, and he's coming off, and Curtis Jones is Liverpool will just see out what has been not their best performance, not the most vintage performance, not their most kind of emphatic European victory, but one they will certainly take with a lot of comfort and a lot of kind of encouragement. The fact that they will be amongst what would be an exclusive group who have won their first 2 Champions League games of the season. As it stands, there would only be 6 teams that have won both of their first 2 games. And I will certainly show you the table and all the final scores when they come through to us at the full-time whistle. Don't worry about that. We're just witnessing the moment that Aston Villa scored again. What a moment it is at Villa Park there. Incredible moment. Vincenzo Italiano now has decided to take a seat. He has not been sitting for many of the 87 minutes that's been played, but his team have a free kick now on this right hand side. Liverpool have lined up on the edge of their box to defend this free kick. Let's see what they can offer here. Bologna have been a threat from set pieces this evening. Delivery into the box, cleared away by Tsimikas at the front post. Out for a Bologna throw on the right hand side. Well, as I was saying, I said a bit earlier on this evening, as Liverpool defend that throw in, and now I want to try and counter here. Here's Cody Gakpo. He's got bodies flying forward. Tsimikas now plays it to Jones. Jones through to Jota. Jota! I don't know whether he was taking the shot or trying to find Salah, but Salah does pick it up on the right-hand side. Couldn't get past his man there, Mo Salah. And Bologna clear their lines as Gravenberch tries to battle to win the ball back in midfield, as Bradley battling as well. And Bradley coming out with the ball here for Liverpool. Ultimately losing the second battle. And Santiago Castro playing it forward. Nice work from Freuler. Finds Posh on the overlap, but the ball into the box, cleared away by McAllister. Gakpo beaten off the ball, but Jones is there to pick up the loose one. Flick it out wide, finds Kostas Tsimikas. Another goal in Lisbon to tell you about, and another penalty in Lisbon, and it is now a fourth goal for Benfica. What a night for them. Wonderful result. Okan Kochu with the goal that has extended Benfica's lead even further. And a fabulous result it would be there for them. 4-0 with around about 6 minutes or so to go in Lisbon this evening. Speaking of big goals, we have a huge one in Leipzig. Do you remember I told you that Leipzig had taken the lead and Juventus had their goalkeeper sent off at 1-1? Benjamin Sesko scored from a penalty, and then Dusan Vlahovic got Juventus back level. Well, I can now tell you there's been a fifth goal, and it is completely against anybody's expectations. When Leipzig went 2-1 up against 10-man Juventus, you felt it was going to be a victory for Leipzig. Well, it doesn't seem that way anymore, because Juventus have scored the fifth goal, and it is Juventus 3-2 against Leipzig. Incredible. The 10-man team of Juventus have now taken the lead in Leipzig and have gone absolutely berserk on the sidelines. Francisco Conceição has seemingly got what would be a winner for Juventus. Fabulous moment for them, as we've hit the 90-minute mark, and we will have 3 added minutes here at Anfield. Liverpool have a free kick to defend just around the edge of the box. So a moment here for Liverpool, a moment for Bologna to try and attack. Another set piece as Alisson setting up his wall. Remo Freuler is amongst those around the ball. Let's see what Orsolini can do, though. He's the one that looks to be taking it. Orsolini, left-footed delivery. Took a deflection off the wall. Will be a corner. But it's a strong wall that defended that free kick really well. Will be a Bologna corner, though. Bologna's first corner of the second half. Excuse me. Around about 90 seconds to go at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Bologna 0. Right-footed corner. Away by Tsimikas at the front post, and now cleared away. Bologna pick it back up around the halfway line as Liverpool stretch out and try and break themselves. As Salah tries to intercept, but well brought down there by Elling Jr. Back it comes to Miranda. Just over a minute to go. Ball spun out wide, it comes to Orsolini. Now Posh on the overlap. Posh looking to find it himself, well blocked, and this follow-up is hit well wide by Samuel Elling Jr. Again, a decent bit of play again from Bologna. Have to say, they've certainly been competitive tonight. I've mentioned it multiple times. It's not been all easy plain sailing for Liverpool. They've had questions asked of them and had a lot to answer for at times, but Bologna haven't been able to really get anything past Alisson this evening. As Alisson goes long, a couple of seconds to go with the half, as Gakpo does well there winning the ball, and Tsimikas goes back to his keeper. Alisson will go long again. Brought down there by Bologna and Lukumi, but that is the final whistle. A not particularly vintage win for Liverpool, but nonetheless, a win is a win. 3 points is 3 points, and Liverpool will be happy that that is the case. Not their most confident or impressive performance tonight, but what matters is the 3 points and a clean sheet for Liverpool once again. 2 goals scored, none conceded, and Mo Salah putting the icing on the cake for Liverpool tonight. McAllister with his first Champions League goal for Liverpool and his Champions League goal as a whole. And Mo Salah, certainly not a young buck in the Champions League. Incredible performance from Mo Salah and McAllister individually, but certainly not from Liverpool as a collective. More to improve and more to work on as they head to Crystal Palace at the weekend. Final score from Anfield: Liverpool 2, Bologna 0. There we are, the final score at Anfield. So only one other game has concluded from our 8 o'clock kickoffs. It's Sturm Graz against Club Brugge. Only the one goal in that one. Bruges scored inside 23 minutes through Christos Solis, and that was enough to get the 3 points in that one. All of the other games still ongoing at the moment. Aston Villa leading Bayern Munich by a goal to nil. They're into added time there. Same in in Lisbon, as Benfica 4-0 up against Atletico Madrid. Dinamo Zagreb still leading Monaco by 2-1. That is in the 87th minute. Into added time in Lille. Remember, Lille, Jonathan David's penalty at the end of the first half could be all she wrote, really, in that one. There's still time to go in added time for it all to change. Around 3.5 minutes for Real Madrid to try and get something out of that one. Still 1-0. And Juventus leading RB Leipzig by 3-2 after going down to 10 and being 2-1 down at a point in this game with 10 men. But they have turned the tables on this and they are leading 3-2 into the final minute and a half of the normal 90 minutes. Just to update you, Monaco thought they had equalised. It is not. It's been disallowed. So it is 2-1 still to Dinamo Zagreb. And the dying seconds at Villa Park. Aston Villa could be on the verge of a historic victory against Bayern Munich. Remember, this is their first Champions League campaign ever. Their first campaign at the top of European football for 41 years, since they were European champions back in 1982. They are playing a Bayern Munich side who they beat in that 1982 European Cup final, and again they are looking to do it again and beat them in the Champions League phase. Villa holding on with everything they've got with about a minute to go of the forward added. It is on the verge of a huge moment for Aston Villa. This is a deliberate handball there, surely, by Diego Carlos. I have to say, they're hanging on with everything they've got. Most certainly are Aston Villa. Now Diego Carlos got himself a yellow card for a handball there. So a late free kick for Villa to deal with. As soon as that game comes to an end, we will wrap up and we will give you the way the table looks after match day 2. Very exciting ending here at Villa Park for Bayern Munich. Can they do it? Rescue a point from a free kick. Let's see. We're waiting here at the moment. They're lining up here. The referee's pulling out yellow cards galore here at the moment. We have another goal in Zagreb to tell you about. I told you a moment ago that Monaco had thought they'd equalised. Well, scratch that. They have now equalised. An 89th minute penalty from Denis Zakaria has got them back on level terms. Remember, they were 2-0 down in this game at Monaco, and they have crawled it all the way back to 2-2. Maybe there's a winner on the cards later on in Zagreb. It is 2-2. As Villa still waiting for Bayern to take this free kick. So they've now taken Harry Kane, has put it well wide of the goal. Just waiting on the final whistle there at Villa Park. That's surely Bayern Munich's last chance of the game, really. They've had 13 shots, 6 of them on target, over 60% possession, but it seems that Villa will be the ones to come away with the 3 points. What a contrast. 9-2 victory against Dinamo Zagreb. What a save by Emi Martinez. Fabulous. Bayern Munich are still coming here. The game's not finished yet as the corner still not away, as Tielemans now does get it clear of danger. And that is a huge save from Emi Martinez just a second ago. As I was saying, What a contrast from Matchday 1 to Matchday 2. 9-2 victors against Dinamo Zagreb, Bayern, and now seemingly going to lose 1-0 on the road against Aston Villa. And it is. The final whistle's gone at Villa Park. Aston Villa have completed a historic victory against Bayern Munich. What a result. What a night for those Aston Villa fans. Unai Emery, the European genius it seems, is delivering incredible European results once again. And Aston Villa have pulled it off. And this is probably one of their greatest nights in modern history for that football club. An incredible night for Aston Villa. Their first appearance in a Champions League or European Cup competition in 41 years. And they have now won back-to-back games at the start of this campaign. Fabulous for Aston Villa. Right, those other games still underway. Monaco have equalised, as I said. Those are the scorelines as it stands. We'll bring you through the table now quickly, just before we leave you this evening. This is the way the table looks then. After match day 2, a couple of games, as I said, still ongoing. So a few of those results as it stands at the moment. So we will keep you up to date in a moment. A huge result in Lille as well, as Lille have just completed a huge victory over Real Madrid. Jonathan David's penalty at the end of that first half has seen off the European champions. Heavyweights are falling like dominoes tonight. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid both beaten. Atletico Madrid thrashed in Lisbon. Leipzig completely under the cosh and under the threat of a comeback from Juventus. Incredible night of European football we are witnessing this evening. But anyway, this is the way the table looks as it stands. What a night for Lille as well. Dortmund lead the way in the Champions League at the top of the table. They're joined by Brest, who've won both of their first 2 games. Benfica in third on 6 points as well, with goal difference having them up there. Bayer Leverkusen in fourth. Liverpool, who watched tonight beat Bologna by 2-0, are in 5th. Aston Villa in 6th, yet to concede a goal in the campaign. Aston Villa, incredible night for them. As it stands, with Juventus beating RB Leipzig 3-2 at the moment, with that game still in progress. Juventus in 7th, Manchester City in 8th, after they've drawn and won one of their first 2 games. So that means there are 6 teams, could be 7 if Juventus see it out against Leipzig. 6 teams as it stands that have won all of their first 2 games, as you can see there, set at the top. Inter, Sparta Prague, Atalanta, Sporting, Arsenal and Monaco, all seemingly winning 1 and drawing 1 of their first 2 games. Bayern Munich winning 1 and losing 1, they're in 15th. If we drop further down the table, we scroll down as Barcelona, Real Madrid, Lille, PSG, Celtic, all around those mid positions. Then come Club Brugge, Feyenoord, Atletico and PSV making up those playoff spots. And then we go to the bottom 12 teams. As you can see there, Young Boys, bottom of the tide, propping up the table. Slovan Bratislava are there as well. Salzburg, Crvena Zvezda or Red Star, AC Milan and Sturm Graz, along with Girona and could be RB Leipzig as it stands, that are all the sides that have lost their opening 2 games. Right, that is it from the Champions League tonight. Another incredible night of European football, but the pick of the bunch has to be Aston Villa beating Bayern Munich by 1-0 at Villa Park, and Lille beating Real Madrid by 1-0 in Lille. Incredible night of European football and a wonderful, wonderful display of results. And you have more of it to come tomorrow night, as we will watch Porto take on Manchester United in the Europa League tomorrow, 8 o'clock, to see if Erik ten Hag can turn around what has been a pretty dismal last few days for Manchester United after their 3-0 thrashing of against Tottenham at home at the weekend. And Bruno Fernandes had his red card rescinded in the last few days. Porto are their opponents tomorrow evening. That's it from us tonight, though. What a night of European football. Aston Villa and Lille certainly creating some history in Europe, as the European champions and the mighty Bayern Munich have both been toppled on the road. Good night.